Hello dear students, this is Madhurima Mees. In my today's video, I am going to continue with the chapter that I had already started explaining in my previous two videos, and the name of the chapter is The Model Millionaire and it is written by Oscar Wilde. The chapter is included in the new syllabus of ICSE board for the students of class 9 and the name of the book is Treasure Chest. Now the page from where I am going to start my discussion, it is page number 90. I am going to discuss this page in my video, and in my previous two videos I had covered up page number 88 and page number 89 of this book, which means the first two pages of the books are covered in my previous videos. Do check my previous videos to understand the previous portion and what happened before this portion has already started. Now let us come to the story. Here Huey is saying that, "Poor old chap," said Huey, "how miserable he looks, but I suppose to your painters his face is his fortune." Now this is what Huey is saying about whom? About that beggar man. Okay. About whose face is he talking about? He is talking about the face of the beggar man who is in basically in disguise. Actually that beggar man is the wealthiest person of that town. Okay, but Trevor known that, but Huey doesn't know that. So he is saying what a poor chap, what a poor person, and how miserable he looks. But the painter Alan Trevor is cashing on his face. Whose face? Cashing on the face of that beggar man. Okay. Certainly, replied Trevor. "You don't want a beggar to look happy, do you?" So Trevor is saying, do you want a beggar man to look happy? I mean, will that be compatible with each other? No, a beggar man means that person has to look very sad, must have that piteous expression on the face. Otherwise, the beggar man will not look real, right? The painting must look real, must capture the dejected poverty of that beggar man, right? How hard life is for the beggar man, that must reflect on the face of the beggar man. So that is why you don't want a beggar man to look happy, because happiness and poverty, they don't go hand in hand. "How much does a model get for sitting?" asked Huey, as he found himself a comfortable seat on the divan. What is a divan? It's like a couch, a sofa, okay, a small bed. So as he was finding a comfortable position on the divan, uh, along with that he asked the question that how much do you pay for a sitting? When a model sits, gives a sitting, that model gets something as a remuneration, right, as a payment. So how much do you give to that model for one sitting? So Alan is saying a shilling an hour, means we pay a model a shilling per hour. Okay, this is the payment of a model, a shilling per hour. "And how much do you get for your picture, Alan?" Who is asking this question? Huey. Huey is asking this question to Alan, that if you are paying a shilling per hour to the model who is giving a sitting for your picture that you are painting, how much you yourself earn when you sell out that picture? So Alan is saying, "Oh, for this I get 2,000. For this painting that I have made over here, I will get 2,000 once it is done. Once it is sold to the right person, I will earn 2,000. So now Huey is asking 2,000 what? 2,000 pounds. Now Alan is replying guineas, not pound. Alan is saying the not pound, guineas. Painters, poets and physicians always get guineas. Means guineas are gold coins. Okay, so they are more valuable than pounds. Guineas are more valuable than pounds. So Alan is saying that painters and poets and physicians, they are from noble professions. Okay, they don't earn in pounds, they earn guineas. So they always get guineas. "Well, I think the model should have a percentage," cried Huey, laughing. "They work quite as hard as you do." Who is saying that? Huey is saying that. Huey is laughing and saying, also making this comment, that If you are earning in guineas, why are you paying them only a shilling per hour? They should earn a percentage of your income, of your earning. Why? Because without those models, what are you going to paint? So they are also working equally hard. Even though you are a painter, you are talented, you are an artist, there are some cost that are there are some cost for your time and talent, and the painting, the colors, brushes, whatever you're using, there is a total cost for that. I can understand that. But the person who is giving a sitting as a model for your picture, for your picture, that person should deserve a percentage, right? Huey is laughing and saying that because as per Huey, they are also working hard, giving a sitting, not moving around, and standing at a perfect position. You cannot, when you are working as a model for some painter, definitely you cannot change your position every now and then. You cannot sit comfortably, you cannot stand comfortably. Whatever position you are asked to maintain, you have to maintain that. And within that, then there is the position of the light is also important, so you cannot change your position in order to make the painter complete his entire work. As until or unless that painter is done with the painting, the model will not be able to take rest. So they are working as hard as you are working hard. So why aren't you giving that model a percentage? Why a shilling per hour only? I hope I have made this portion very clear. Now let us move on to the next portion. Nonsense, nonsense. Why? Look at the trouble of laying on the paint alone and standing all day long at one's easel. It's all very well, Huey, for you to talk, but I assure you that there are moments when art almost attends to the dignity of a manual labor. But you mustn't chatter. I'm very busy. Smoke a cigarette and keep quiet. So here Alan is giving his reply to Huey. Huey has asked a very important question in the last portion, that the models are supposed to get a percentage of your earnings since they are working as hard as you are working hard. But Alan is replying that just because I'm an artist, that doesn't mean I don't take the laborious work. Even I have to. There are times, there are moments when art also attends to the dignity of manual labor. We also, we the artists also work to the dignity of manual labor. We also go through the physical labor. If you are saying the model is standing in the same position and it is hard for him, then I am also, as a painter, sitting or standing in whatever position I am doing my work, I have to maintain that position also. I cannot change my position also. I am also standing, I am also thinking from which direction light is coming and how to portray that light and shade in the picture. I have to constantly think and I have to constantly do the laborious work. So it's not that they are working hard, we are working hard. That's why we are getting the guineas. They are only maintaining the position. I am also thinking about everything, what color, then thinking about how to make that same color of the clothes that that person is wearing, and to portray not only the picture they portray. Artists, they bring out the emotion also throughout their picture, right? If a beggar man has that, if the real beggar man has a piteous look on his face, that same piteous look must be there in the picture also. So then who is working harder? It's the artists, right? So that is what Alan is trying to make Huey understand, that we the artists are working harder than those models who are just posing for us. So you must not chatter, don't talk too much without understanding. It's not good to talk too much without understanding. I am very busy. Smoke a cigarette and keep quiet. So you is saying that, Hughie, you just smoke a cigarette, keep quiet. Let me do my business because I understand that more than you. Okay. So this was the conversation between Alan Trevor and Huey regarding the model and regarding how hard an artist needs to work. Okay. But here in this case, Huey doesn't know that the money he is going to make, basically here the beggar man is the wealthiest person. The beggar man is the wealthiest person and he is in the disguise of the beggar man. That is not his true status in life, right? So the beggar man is that person who is going to pay this painter, Alan Trevor. So in this case, the story is completely different. So when he asked how much does a model earn, he didn't know that in this case the story is totally different for this model only. So when Alan was asked about the payment of a model, he said that they only earn a shilling per hour. But in this case, beggar man is not earning a shilling per hour. He is the person who is paying Alan Trevor. So in this case, it is a totally different one. But Huey didn't know that. So what happened then? Don't run away. After some time, servant came in and told Trevor that the frame maker wanted to speak to him. So after some time, a frame maker came and a servant came and told Alan Trevor about the frame man who came to meet him. So Alan is probably going to meet that person and he is saying, "Don't run away, Huey," he said. He means Alan Trevor, okay? Alan is saying, "Don't run away, Huey." As he went out, "I'll be back in a moment." So he's saying that, Huey, you don't have to go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'll be just back in a moment. Okay, I'm just going to meet this frame maker. I will talk to that person and then I'll come back within a moment. So don't go anywhere. The old beggar man took advantage of Trevor's absence to rest for a moment on a wooden bench that was behind him. So now that he is not posing anymore for the painter Alan Trevor, since Alan Trevor went to meet the frame maker, what is he doing? The beggar man who is basically the wealthiest person in truth. Okay, he is basically maintaining the disguise of a beggar man in this story. Okay, so the beggar man took the advantage of Trevor's absence. That Trevor is not here. I'm no longer need to maintain the same position. So let me just take a rest. Okay, take rest for a moment. So to rest for a moment on a wooden bench. So where was he resting? He was resting on a wooden bench that was situated behind him. He looked so forlorn and wretched that Huey could not help pitying him. Now we know Huey is a person with a golden heart. Even though he himself was not able to make money, he took pity on this person. He thought how wretched, how poor, how in a despicable position this person is living his life. What is his condition? He's such a forlorn and wretched person. He took pity on that person and felt in his pockets to see what money he had. So he was looking for some money to pay this beggar man, because as per Huey, what he learned from Alan Trevor, these models are getting only a shilling per hour. So Huey thought, whatever I have in my pocket, if any money I have, if I give it to that person, it will be helpful for that person. It will help him. So that's why he was looking for money in his pocket. All he could find was a sovereign. Sovereign is a amount, a very good amount he had in his pocket. Okay, and some coppers, not only a sovereign, and some coppers also he had. So he found some money from his pocket. Then what happens? Poor old fellow, he thought to himself, he wants it more than I do. How nice of him. He's such a golden-hearted person. It reminds me of another story of Oscar Wilde, The Happy Prince. So there also, Happy Prince, after his death, he was giving away everything that he was built of. Okay, he had those sapphires on his eyes that he gave as a charity, and then the golden body, then the ruby on the hilt of the sword, everything he gave away. So similarly, here also, it reminds me of the Happy Prince. Even though Huey does not have anything, he is not good at making money, he himself in a financial crisis, because remember, Huey was told by the colonel, until and unless he is able to earn 10,000 pounds on his own, he won't be able to marry the love of his life, Laura. So basically, even though when he is in his in a financial crisis, he thought whatever money he had in his pocket, that sovereign and some coppers, he thought the beggar man needs it more than he needs. Okay, so but it means no hansoms for a fortnight, means it is not even going to be enough for that beggar man to spend a fortnight. Fortnight is 14 to 15 days are called fortnight. And he walked across the studio and slipped the sovereign into the beggar's hand. So he walked across the studio and gave that sovereign to the beggar man. Okay, the old man started and a faint smile fitted across his withered lips. Withered because he is already dressed up like a old battered like a old wretched fellow, poor chap. So basically he had the withered lips, wrinkled lips, very facial expression that shows that how torn he is, how torn his soul is due to the poverty. Okay, so basically it was due to the makeup. Actually he was dressing up like a old beggar man, so he had a withered leaf. Okay, very tattered, worn out leaves he had. Thank you, sir, he said. Thank you. So basically he smiled because he knew who he was, right? Definitely the beggar man knew how that he was a millionaire. He didn't need the sovereign, but he was so good. Why the smile was there on his face? Because he thought, I'm so good at presenting myself as a beggar man. How good my makeup and expression and everything was, that this poor fellow, this Huey, thought I'm actually a beggar man and came here to give me sovereign as a charity. Understood? I hope this portion I have explained. In my next video, as you can see, I am making video page wise. Okay, so in my next video I'm going to explain page number 91, and I hope this video is helpful for you and you are able to comprehend, you are able to understand this portion of the story. And let me know in the comment whether you loved my explanation or not, and how is it going, is it helping you. And if it is helpful for you, do subscribe my channel, do like my video, and don't forget to share my video among your friends. Thank you for watching my videos.